Hey, what's up guys, I'm Dimmy and welcome back to another Cobblemon video. In the latest Cobblemon update, Pokemon Cosmetics were added, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to get all of them. Before we start today's video, I want to ask you to please like and subscribe because I'm trying to hit 20k subscribers before the end of the year. Okay, but with that out of the way, let's jump straight into it. Starting off with Squirtle, which got two cosmetic variants, the pointed sunglasses and the rounded sunglasses variant. To get the pointed sunglasses variant, we need to craft the black glasses and give it to Squirtle. You can now evolve your Squirtle into a Wartortle and then into a Blastoise and it will still keep these sunglasses. It's very cool. But if this look doesn't really fit your style, we can also go for the rounded sunglasses variant, which kind of works the same way, but instead of using the black glasses, you will give your Squirtle the wise glasses. And just like the pointed sunglasses variant, you can now evolve your Squirtle into a Wartortle and into a Blastoise and it will keep these sunglasses. Now let's move on to probably the most hyped up Pokemon ever, Pikachu. Pikachu got a whopping 11 new cosmetic variants, so let's go over them all. And just like we saw with Squirtle, you can also give these items to Pichu and Raichu and it will give the same cosmetic variant, but I'm not gonna cover them because they're kind of similar to Pikachu. Starting off with the partner cap Pikachu. You will need to give it pewter crunchies to get this variant. For the original cap variant, you will need to give your Pikachu a Rage candy bar. Now, for the Hoenn cap, you will need to give your Pikachu a lava cookie. For the Sinnoh cap Pikachu, you will need to give it an old Gateau. To get the Unova cap Pikachu, you will need to give it the Castelia cone. For the Kalos cap, you will need to give it to Lumio's Galette. For the Alola cap, you will need to give it to Big Malasada. And now we have the final Ash cap, which is going to be the World cap, which you can get by giving your Pikachu a smoked tail curry. Now, these aren't all the Pikachu variants. We still have 3 more to cover, so let's do it. We also have the Captain Cap Pikachu, which you can get by giving your Pikachu a compass. If you want Detective Pikachu, you will need to give your Pikachu a leather cap or cocoa beans. And for the final variant, we're not even gonna put a hat on our Pokemon, we're just gonna shear its hair by using the shears on a Pikachu to get the haircut variant. And like I said before, giving these items to either Raichu or Pichu will also give you the same cap or haircut variant. Now let's move on to 3 ancient cosmetic variants. Starting off with Jigglypuff, which can be given the black dye to turn it into this ancient looking form. If you'd rather use your black dye for something else, you can also give it to Alakazam to get its ancient cosmetic form. And if you really want an ancient looking Gengar, you can also give it green dye to turn it into this cool looking ancient variant. Now let's move on from the really cool ancient looking Pokemon to 2 really goofy Pokemon, Melon Electrode and Minecraft Melon Electrode. To get the Melon Electrode, you need to give your Electrode the green dye, and to get the Minecraft Melon Electrode, you just need to give it the lime dye. Now let's move on from these melons and take a look at Messenger Dragonite, which can be obtained by giving a normal Dragonite a bundle. This Dragonite looks really cool, but what if we could get something really shiny? Take a look at this golden Sudowoodo, which can be gotten by giving your Sudowoodo any type of golden armor. I recommend giving it golden boots because that is the cheapest way to get this variant. Now let's take a look at 3 variants that are a little more subtle. Treecko, Grovyle, and Sceptile, the Twig variants. To get these, the only thing you need to give to this Pokemon is a single stick. Moving on to our bouncy friend Spoink, which we can give an Ender Pearl to get this really cool Ender Pearl variant. Now let's move on to the Timburr line, which actually has a different cosmetic variant for each evolution stage. Starting off with Timburr, which can be given any log or stripped log and it will just hold it in its hand, which really adds a lot of immersion into your world if you place it next to a build with that type of log. I really love this. But if we evolve our Timburr, it turns into a Girder, which can be given any type of metal ingot and that will change the giant beam it's holding. Very cool. And after evolving our Girder, it turns into a Conkeldurr, which can be given any piece of concrete or concrete powder to change the color of the concrete it's holding. Very cool design. Now, do you remember the sharp glasses variant of Squirtle? If you don't want to give your black glasses to Squirtle, you can also give it to Sandile to make it this cool sunglasses variant. Now let's move on to Braixen and Delphox, which have a ribbon variant. To get this ribbon variant, you need to give them the silk scarf and a tiny little ribbon will be added to the stick that they're holding in battle. Talking about battling, let's talk about Hawlucha. This Pokemon now has a masked form, which can be gotten by giving it any type of leaves and it will get this green looking mask, which looks kinda funky in my opinion. Now, if you like the Timburr cosmetic variants, you will absolutely love this one too. Komala can also be given any type of log, stripped or unstripped doesn't matter, and it will actually change the log that it's holding. Very cute. Now we have one of the coolest cosmetics in the mod right now in my opinion. the Sneasler basket variant, which can be gotten by giving it a composter. The cool thing about this cosmetic variant is that if you ride your Pokemon with this composter in its cosmetic slot, you will actually be put into the basket, which is super cool, and I think this is actually the only Pokemon that changes the riding conditions with its cosmetic variant, so that's very interesting. Now let's move on to Tinkatink, Tinkatuff, and Tinkatun, which can be given the Note Block or Jukebox to get its microphone variant. This is a super small detail, so when you're comparing the normal Tinkatink to the Tinkatink microphone variant, you won't really see the difference, only if you're really looking very closely. Now let's move on to the last two cosmetic variants, Gimmighoul and Gholdengo. So if you give your Gimmighoul any type of colored gilded chest, it will actually change the color of the chest it's in based on the colored gilded chest you gave it. Now, if you evolve this Gimmighoul while it's holding one of these colored gilded chests in its cosmetic slot, it will actually evolve into a Gholdengo, which has a satchel resembling that color. Mind you that this can still be changed, so you can still change the cosmetic item to any gilded satchel that you want, but it's just really cool. Now I know I said this was the last cosmetic variant, but I kinda lied. We also still have Style Cosmetics. Style Cosmetics work like this. You give the Pokemon a certain item, then you use another item on top of that, and then the Pokemon will turn into its style variant. The only Pokemon that currently does this is Furfrou, so let's quickly go over all of these trims together. With white dye, you get the natural trim. With the yellow dye, you get the debutante trim. With the orange dye, you get the diamond trim. With the red dye, you get the kabuki trim. With the brown dye, you get the cinnamon trim. With the black dye, you get the mourner trim. With the gray dye, you get the rocker trim. With the light gray dye, you get the crusader trim. With the pink dye, you get the matron trim. With the magenta dye, you get the heart trim. With the purple dye, you get the lavender trim. With the blue dye, you get the pharaoh trim. With the light blue dye, you get the star trim. With the cyan dye, you get the Lorraine trim. With the green dye, you get the matcha trim. And with the lime dye, you get the dandy trim. And with that, we've covered all of the cosmetic variants and style variants currently in Cobblemon 1.7. I'm sure there are way more cosmetic variants still to come, but let me know in the comments down below which one of these already in the mod was your favorite. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord server to become part of my growing community. You can also become a member to support the channel directly and get some awesome perks. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next Monday.